So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So, we got a new Grand Voyage here against Zoro. It says that he's Dex, but that's just bait. If you click on him, it makes clear you need 6-inch slasher, so it's basically the same conditions as the last Grand Voyage against Mihawk, but now it's against Zoro. And initial reaction to this Grand Voyage is that this is basically the new local sea monster in terms of difficulty. I've really bashed my head against the wall against this so far, and the team I made, so far it looks like the only options, but be aware that this is very early days. There will always be some new discoveries. People really push this, so I might sound deflated now, but that's just the initial impression. It's very possible that there are more strats and that I overlooked stuff. Very possible. But anyway, for level 5 you do need a Mihawk on the team, and this content is made for Weave on Mihawk. But if you look at the guide, so basically slasher CD up, own type slots chance up, and slots to recovery. So that recovery slots is very annoying actually, because it basically forces Oriaxon, and you could have used other ships to do more damage. Not that Oriaxon is bad, but in this case the damage is super tight, so being able to get more damage have been nice. A second stage, you need to be full HP. This basically means you can't stall stage 1, which is actually very stupid since damage is tight. But yeah, I guess that even if you... Basically damage is so tight every stage that if you can't do enough damage stage 1, you won't be able to beat the content anyway, so I guess it's fine in that sense. But yeah, you get heavily punished with the ship bind and such. But yeah, even without that, you do still get that 15 turns of recovery bind, which honestly doesn't matter since there's no stalling you can do, really. Except for stage 3, but that's not really stalling. It's not more like you can't kill in one turn unless your Ray League is maxed. But it's not like healing there matters much so. But yeah, stage 3, you get a lot of debuffs. As far as I can see, they basically want you to use Rayleigh here. I've actually not considered other units for that. It might be possible to replace Rayleigh, which could help. That's might be the next thing I look at. But basically, stage 3 so far I just used Rayleigh. You get a lot of stuff. You get a ton of bind, despair, paralysis on all units. So you basically need Corazon support on Law in order to get through this, and then use Rayleigh to remove the rest. Stage 4, 6 turns of super high def. There's no way to break through that def. You can't lower def as well. You're only allowed to do delay, which I find pretty suspicious, I guess. I don't know what unit they think you should delay with. Maybe level limit break, V1 Fuji. V2 Fuji it is, I guess. But I don't really think it fits the team. Slots to unfavorable, that's basically full board of Psy Orbs. And when you defeat, you basically get death damage. So yeah, you rely on resilience from the V4 Law to survive that stage. But you need all damage you have here. I did one run without V3 Shanks, and I used V2 Zoro instead. And without that chain boost, I had no chance to defeat that creep. One option I considered was that you could maybe stall, so you could remove the normal attacks only, but there's just no way to stall in this content, not even with the reset game bug that I've used quite a bit. Final stage, this one really made me very confused, because I thought we had to use Rayleigh special again. It made sense in my mind using stage 3 and then stage 5 again, and then I used another unit to remove Rainbow Shield. So I really bashed my head against the wall for so long, but then I realized, wait, I can just use the Fuji Rare Recruit to remove basically everything, except for the paralysis, but the ship handles that, and then we use V1 Mihawk to remove all the death up. But yeah, the damage here is so tight, so you're not allowed to use any Ore boosts, Color Affinity, Chain boost, but it doesn't matter, because Shanks and Law handles all of that. But yeah, enough talking, let's get into it. This is the team, and as said, as far as I can see, this is basically the only team right now. Robin, not really needed, some nice extra damage. If you need more bulk to live, just replace Robin. Remember that there are side damage reduction supports you can use as well, like the Vista for example. Vista might be a good replacement if you die. And by Vista I mean the rear recruit, so let's see if I can find it. There he is. Probably pretty good if you struggle with this particular, with surviving basically. So yeah, I just restarted the game. Like when I beat a Grand Voyage for the first time, I don't actually clear it. I keep it at 0 stamina, so I can keep trying things without having to spend a ton of gems. Just a tip you can remember for the future yourself. But yeah, as for sockets, I maxed out the orb sockets, just so basically it has good synergy with Mihawk, since Mihawk Captain ability increases the rate of matching orbs. So double Mihawk, very high rate. We also get higher rate from the Grand Voyage, and then the orb rate, so we have a very good chance of getting int orbs. But yeah, let's jump into it. As for the support, maybe I should mention the others as well. Shiryu, just remove poison, there's some poison stage 3, and Akainu, well, this is basically just to remove death up. It's very annoying because on stage 4 and 5 we get 7 turns of death up, Mihawk only removes 6, so they basically are forcing us to use this Fuji. That's basically why I'm calling this local sea monster. I feel like every single unit here is being forced on us. So the only unit I see replaceable right now is the Ray League, but it needs to be a unit that removes a lot of those particular debuffs. I don't think that exists right now. Can look at that later. But as you see, first stage, full board of recovery orbs. I used the ship to make this matching. And yeah, damage is very tight, so I hit with my 2 weakest units first. That's the Fuji and Rayleigh. Yep. So it's pretty easy once you get that going, but I have very high stats on all my units. They're basically all max level limit break. And I still struggle a lot. At least limit break expansions are not forced on like Shanks and Law, so that's nice at least, but yeah, damage is very tight. As you see, the guy's barrier here, so we're going to hit with Shanks and Law last. Hitting with Fuji first here was pretty dumb. Should have hit with a Mihawk just to ensure the KO. Like, it's not a game breaking, but it wasn't optimal tap timing order. But yeah, even with all of these, it's very unlikely to get 6 int orbs. It's not very unlikely, but it's unlikely. I usually get 5 matching here in my testing so far. But as like, at least for me, without max Ray League, I've not been able to kill in 1 turn. So it's actually fine. Just hit with the unit with a bad orb first, and then kill 5 units, and you can tank the final unit. So yeah, Corazon to remove all of the debuffs. Ray League to remove the others. And yeah, hit 2D first. And once you get going here, it's not really a big problem. But yeah, we do live this pretty comfortably, at least with my investment. But as I said, you do need very high investment for this, at least with the team I'm using here. We'll see if people can come up with more teams. I hope so. I won't be able to do more teams for a bit. I have to go to work. So it is what it is. But as you see here, full board of side warps. We use the Frank Captain Mihawk to make them matching and get an attack boost and remove most death up. The rest is being removed by the Akainu support when we hit perfect with Fuji. Shanks here, Color Affinity and Chain boost for 3 turns. And Law also does Orb boost for 3 turns, and he also gives resilience so he can survive this turn. So hit with Fuji first and then go in order from weakest to strongest. It's really important here how you tap. I hit with my own Mihawk last since he has a big stat support, but you're going to see here it's very tight. And yeah, the fact that every stage is this type makes me really feel like this is really the intended team that Bandai designed this content around. And I think it's very sad that we're getting another content like this. This is not what I want from Grand Voyage personally. I want a lot of options to be able to use. And right now it doesn't look like that, but we'll see as said. But as you see, 30 turns special bind for most units. That's so dumb. So you're first forced to be able to use 2 specials. So we use Fuji here. We remove the Rainbow Shield. We don't switch Captain because we can't switch back. Otherwise it would have been nice just to get the super type. But yeah, we're actually going to do a big HP cut now. Not often they see that big damage. Then we use the ship to remove the para. And the Zoro is just going to apply normal attacks only, so you don't need to be scared by that. And then again, Fuji last, remove the final turn of Death Up, and then from weakest to strongest. I'm not sure if there's RNG here in terms of like critical hits and such. I don't think any unit has that. Oh, Mihawk does. But yeah, we got the kill. So yeah, that's the team I've been able to make so far. I'll probably not do any more level 5 unless there's big discoveries. I'll of course try and think of new stuff, but I'll probably go to lower levels now. So try and make some level 1, level 2, level 3 stuff, and we'll see what the future brings. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. See you next time.